Welcome to the deep dive. This is where we take the source material you give us and, well, we dive deep to pull out the key insights.
That's the plan.
Today, we're focusing on just one source you sent over. It's some excerpts from William Boericke's Homeopathic Materia Medica, specifically the entry for Ammonium Picricum.
Right, a very specific focus today.
Exactly. So our mission is simple. Figure out what this text says about this substance. What were its described uses, according to Boericke here? It's like opening a little window onto a specific medical viewpoint.
It really is. And, jumping into a materia medica like this one, it's always interesting. These books are basically detailed catalogs.
Catalogs, how so?
Well, they link substances, chemicals, plants, minerals with really specific symptom pictures they were thought to treat, like a reference guide for practitioners.
Ah, I see. Matching the patient to the remedy description.
Precisely. And this entry for Ammonium Picricum, first thing it tells us, it's also known as Picricum of ammonia. Gives us the chemical identity right away.
Okay, Picricum of ammonia. Got it. So looking at this source, what conditions does Boericke highlight for this substance? What's it supposedly for?
Well, according to this excerpt, it points to a few areas. Malarial fever is mentioned.
Okay.
Also general neuralgias, nerve pain.
Right.
And bilious headaches, plus even whooping cough.
That's quite a mix. Malarial fever, nerve pain, headaches, cough.
It is. It sort of shows the range of things they might have considered it for, based on the symptoms they observed.
But these materia medicas, they don't just stop at a general list, do they? I mean, this entry gets really specific.
Oh, absolutely. That's often where the core information lies in these texts. So while it lists those general uses, the entry really zeroes in on the head symptoms, puts a lot of detail there.
And the description for that is very particular. It mentions periodical neuralgia, so pain that comes and goes, maybe on a schedule.
Exactly. Periodical suggests that pattern. And it doesn't just say headache, it really specifies the location very precisely.
What does it say?
It says on the right side of the occiput. Now, the occiput, that's the bone at the lower back of your skull.
Okay, back of the head, right side. And the kind of pain, they use a specific word for that too, don't they?
They do. The text calls it boring pain.
Boring. Not like uninteresting.
No, not at all. Think more like a drill. It's describing a sensation that feels like it's penetrating, drilling deep into the bone. It's a very sort of visceral description, trying to capture that exact feeling.
Wow, okay. A deep drilling pain. And it doesn't just stay in that one spot at the back of the head. The source says it spreads.
That's right. It describes the path.
Yeah.
From that spot, right, occiput, it says the pain extends, to the ear,
okay,
around the eye, which they call the orbit, and then down into the jaw. So it really maps out a specific radiation pattern for that pain.
That is incredibly detailed for describing a symptom. Suggests very careful observation of patients, I suppose.
It certainly does. And, there are other head symptoms listed right alongside that. It mentions vertigo. Yeah, that spinning sensation. But again, it adds a detail. It happens on rising. Getting up triggers it. Another specific observation.
And those bilious headaches pop up again here too.
They do, yes. And this time it actually compares it to another substance, sanguinaria.
Why compare them?
Well, these texts often do that. They draw parallels or distinctions between remedies that might have similar symptom profiles. Helps the practitioner differentiate.
Yeah.
Choose the best match.
Interesting, like cross-referencing symptoms. And one last thing from this excerpt. It actually mentions how to prepare it or use it.
Correct. It specifies the third trituration.
Third trituration, what's that?
So in homeopathy, trituration is a method. It involves grinding a substance, usually with lactose, like in a mortar and pestle. It's often used for things that don't dissolve easily. The third refers to a specific stage or level in that grinding and dilution process, including that was crucial practical information for anyone using Boericke's text.
Okay, so let's try to wrap this up. What have we pulled from this specific entry?
Well, we've seen this source identifies Ammonium Picricum as Picricum of ammonia.
Right.
It lists potential uses like malarial fever, neuralgias, those bilious headaches, whooping cough.
But the real focus was the head symptoms.
Absolutely. That incredibly detailed description. Periodic, boring, drilling pain, right side of the occiput.
Extending to the ear, eye area, jaw.
Exactly. Plus the vertigo on rising. the comparison to sanguinaria for those headaches.
And the specific preparation, third trituration.
Yeah, that level of detail, especially for the headache pattern, really underscores the meticulous observation that seems to have been central to compiling these materia medica. So it wasn't just about naming diseases.
It was about capturing the very specific way symptoms presented.
Precisely. The unique signature.
So, thinking about this for you, trying to quickly and thoroughly grasp your source material, here's something to chew on, based only on what we've seen in this text. How does the sheer amount of detail given to that one specific headache pattern compared to just briefly listing other conditions like malaria or whooping cough, what does that imbalance tell you about the priorities, the observational focus of this particular source? What's revealed by what gets the detailed description versus just a mention?